In this video I want to talk about Blastoise with the Rapid Spin Water Spout build, playing Spoon, and also playing it in the jungle position, which you'd be like, oh, why would you put a defender into the jungle position? Sometimes your team can pick very squishy Pokemon, and I want to showcase that this Pokemon is absolutely great as a jungle Pokemon. We also played up against Gatlu in this game on the enemy jungle, who was playing a Gardevoir, so also a great matchup against the, against one of the best players in Europe. At the same time, showcasing how really good this Pokemon is in jungling. Because it actually used to be always a thing as well, because if Blastoise gets high experience from jungling, it just becomes insanely strong. And sometimes, of course, it has fine laning phase, but that laning phase can also be quite bad. And there's this meme in the community where I feel like a Wartortle, you always see Wartortles, right? Like, there's certain people who would just stay a Wartortle the entire match. And the jungle, because sometimes it gets difficult. When you get to level 5 and you get Water Spout, you suddenly have no last sitting anymore, right? And putting into the jungle position will slowly get us to level 7 much faster. And again, if your team picks a lot of attacker Pokemon, very squishy, then you at least have some defending and you have some engaging in your jungle position, which allows you to just do a lot of things. Also, again, playing the Spoon, Focus Band, and currently Energy Amplifier in the Speed for jungle. The Spoon just helps us clear jungle quite fast as well. It's just a very solid item now that just increases our damage by a good amount. And again, it just helps us also clear our jungle much faster due to the, special damage you go through, or special defense you go through, and jungle provide Pokemon actually have a decent amount. So going back to jungle now, obviously trying to get to level 7 as fast as possible, and we try to just run over the game. Sadly, my jungle actually gets stoned right here by a Slowbro. That was quite interesting. He just walks into my jungle, and this is the problem as well now. So I actually put it to the jungle position, and then I get jungle invaded, so my level 7 is going to take a bit longer as well right here. Can be a bit unfortunate, but you ever just make sure you don't tilt, and you try to come back from these scenarios as good as you can. Let's take a red buff, going to mid now. I'm quite weak right now. I need to get to level 7 as soon as possible. Until then, it's just a complete disaster. So true me with my Scyther right here, going for these Atarias. I have to be careful though, if the enemy Gardevoir appears, might be much stronger now than I am. And the Sky also comes in perfect there and steals the Ataria away. So yeah, the early game could have not went any worse actually for us. And we get a kill right here, maybe almost, no, not quite. We have to run away. Recoil. So yeah, this early game, as you can see, went absolutely, it could have not went any worse, and we still managed to try our best now, try to pick up that blue buff, get level 7, and then we're gonna start rolling over the game. And I think Blastoise also is a great counter to all these. Right now I think we have a very heavy special tech meta, but those special attackers don't have a lot of mobility, like Espeon, like Gardevoir, right? As soon as you get your Rapid Spin Water Spout onto them, they have nowhere to go. They will get stunned by it, they will get stunned, they will take a lot of damage by it, they have no way of getting away from it, and it just makes Blastoise such a strong Pokemon right now, which again, in the pro scene as well, this Pokemon is played a crazy amount still, and will continue to see play because of its high impact Unite move as well. So yeah, this game, it's still rough right now. We're finally on level 8 now, obviously looking for Blastoise evolution, looking maybe for bot right here, but we can't really go for this fight without my Unite move, so in the end I just decide, okay, I need to get to Blastoise evolution if I want to win this game. It's looking quite bad, so I'm just going to go up here. I'm going to try to score 30 points and try to get experience to get to level 9. Of course, I could go bot right here, but walking to fights that lost is also quite bad. Even though you might think like, wow, Chris, you're griefing right now, going top path right here when your entire team is fighting bot. But sometimes you just can't. Like, the problem is my team probably also shouldn't be there. We should be doing other things. We could have all went top lane, maybe push top a bit, get some counter points in. But in the end, it turned out quite fine. I got level 9 for free. And my team still did good on bot as well, luckily. Of course, it came back quite hard. You can see this mage has no chance. Or we just run on this Pikachu. He can't void tackle us. I mean, he can void tackle us, but it doesn't stun us because we are in our rapid spin. I break the goal right here, which is... It was sadly a perfect overcap, but we just kind of want to get some tempo in now. Recoil fast, go to top lane, and maybe defend this goal, which doesn't happen, sadly. It goes in. I'm looking for the fight right now. Maybe looking for Gardevoir, looking for some experience. Going right here, spinning onto Gardevoir. Looking for Unite move. And man, this game was just not really it, was it? But we still gonna chase on the Gatlu right here, or the Gardevoir, Gatlu, same, almost the same. And eject button after it. We get there. So yeah, this game, I mean, I was a bit tilted from the early game. You can see it in my gameplay, but it's gonna get better over the course of this game. And yeah, Blastoise with a lot of experience. When you get to level 13, you also get special defense plus and defense plus as soon as you get to level 13, which makes you such a monster in late game. That's why as well, if you go towards the jungle position, you're going to get a lot of more experience, and we just make up for the bad laning fees between like level 5 and level 7. This game was also one of the worst examples for how it can go, and just want to showcase, like, even though this game looked this bad, you can still always come back into matches quite easily. Going to Rapid Spin Water Spout right here. We just hold it down. Also, if people don't know, you actually just have to hold on Water Spout. That's all you have to do. I've had this question before. You literally just have to hold on Water Spout, and that's it. You go into Rapid Spin, you hold on Water Spout, and you cruise. So right now trying to dodge away from the future side, but Slowbro Unite moves our scissor, so can't quite do much about this. Still trying to dodge away from possible future sides. So right now I'm just auto-attacking. Every boosted auto-attack also gives us cooldown reduction, so I just auto-attack there to get back into my Rapid Spin, getting the cooldown for the chaos right here, and we actually get Gatlu just barely before he goes in the hyperspace portal. I'm just going to Unite move right here. We also get a huge shield from just having a lot of special attack, and we just go onto this portal, and suddenly the game is looking great. And yeah, if as soon as you get to leave with this Pokemon, it's very hard to do something about it. I mean, it's a defender, right? But he just runs you down like it's nothing right here. I'm just going to Water Spout. I'm just going to eject button onto them. And you can see Gardevoir has to instantly eject button away from me, or he's going to be gone as well. So I force the cooldown of Gardevoir. He has to eject button somewhere else. He's getting taken down. And now we just Rapid Spin Water Spout again. Take the Reggie. And now we're almost level 13 already. Now we have so much experience on us. It's going to be really hard for my opponents to actually get me down. Except for maybe the Psychic, of course. That reducing special defense can always be an issue. But we are so fast that we might be even able to dodge it. If you get to level 14 or 15 with this build, it is insane. You do so much damage. You can't be stopped. The only thing that really stops you is Slowbro Unite. There's certain other things as well, like Vassal can stop you. Serena can Unite move you. But those Pokemon, you know, are not really seen too much right now. They're actually two of the lowest win rate Pokemon, so don't have to really worry too much about them. And I think I just like the Blastoise jungle just in case how often does it happen that your entire team just picks damage dealer squishies? Just allows you again to have something a bit tankier, a bit more frontline. Blastoise Unite move is still one of the best engages in the entire game to just allow your team to be more versatile if you pick this Pokemon jungle. Here we hit a very nice Unite, looking maybe for a goal right here. This was the last time I can Unite move because it's at 3 like 10. Totally fine for Blastoise to Unite move there. We go back in with the Water Spout, and yeah, not quite enough to get it killed though, sadly. And now we're just gonna go for the Pikachu. He again has no chance if we just press our Rapid Spin Water Spout, hold it down, take him down, also flanking us. It's very important as well when your Rapid Spin is on cooldown to keep auto-attacking a tiny bit if you can, so you get your next Rapid Spin up faster. Mentioning it again, the boost auto-attack reduces the cooldown of both of your moves, which is important for Rapid Spin. Also, before you go into Rapid Spin, you can always Water Spout one time, because as soon as you go into Rapid Spin, your Water Spout cooldown gets completely reset. Also something very, very cool. So you can Water Spout, Rapid Spin, Water Spout. Sometimes you might just instantly want to go into your Rapid Spin though if you can. But besides that, you can just always do one first, maybe slow them down a bit, and then you can just do this right here. And you can see Gardevoir has the eject button away again, and I just get a free eject button. And this is huge because now Rayquaza is spawning in 10 seconds, which means that in case I don't have to use my eject button here, I can just eject button onto the Gardevoir and completely take him out of the game. So he can't do anything about it as soon as I press these buttons. And again, there's a lot of special attackers right now in the game that will suffer from, you know, Blastoise running them down. Even something like a Glaceon as well. As soon as you press, you know, you go towards them, they're doomed. So now I'm gonna look maybe for the guard if I can. I have to watch out for Slowbro Unite though. That's gonna be very annoying, but luckily he uses it right here. They go for a Scizor again. Trying to dodge away from the future side. There we dodge it, but our teammates still got hit by it. And we're just tanking so many future sides right here, which was a huge issue. Pretty low on HP now. I'm still looking maybe for the Gardevoir, but this teamfight is so awkward right now. This teamfight is very bad. We're fighting in such a bad position, and I'm just going for him. Water Spout Rapid Spin. This time I just eject button forward. I know he doesn't have eject button still, and I even get him right before the goal. Was maybe a bit risky, but yeah, committing my eject button there. Maybe not the best still. I do get the Gardevoir. He's respawning soon though, but cause using eject button with the Unite move just has so much more impact that might be bad for me to, you know, use my eject button there. Looking for the Cinder Ace now, looking for anyone. Going on the Cinder Ace, and he just gets run down. We press Rapid Spin, we hold on Water Spawn. It's such an easy build to play as well. It really doesn't take much to become with this build. Now we look again for maybe the Gardevoir, but here's the eject button up, but my team actually one-shots him. And I'm gonna head towards Rayquaza. We see one guy back capping our second goal, which means he's there. We have Hoop on the right, so tank and a supporter left. I have my Unite move up, so I'm gonna time to either knock them up and then get the last hit, or to get the last hit myself. And I decide to just, I don't know when I decide to press it right here. I was looking for the last hit maybe, but yeah, looking for the last hit right here, and bam, we slice through it. We get the last hit, Energy Amplifier, together with Spoon, obviously does a lot of damage as well. Run down the Cinder Ace. You can also play special specs in this build instead of Energy Amp maybe, if you want to. Could also be quite fine. But as a jungle Pokemon, if you play it in jungle position, of course, quite risky, right, to go out so stacking glasses, because you never know if you're gonna get them. And yeah, this was a, after the terrible start, you can see how much impact this Pokemon has as soon as you get a good amount of experience in. And imagine I was laning this game, I feel like I would be the time I was level 9, I would maybe level 6 or 7 with how bad the game was going, right? I would be so far behind in the game that I would not have the same chance of maybe carrying the game that I had in the jungle position. Would I necessarily recommend playing this Pokemon in jungle? Yes and no, it just depends. Look at your team comp. If you feel like you're lacking frontline, no one wants to jungle, I think it's just something you can consider out of all the Pokemon that are a bit tankier and except 100k damage. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these in the future as well, where again I'd cock on board the entire gameplay, let me know, and don't forget to like and subscribe.